Hello there. Welcome. I've been trying to think of all the different places where all of you guys are. So there's people in Scotland, in England, in America, in Germany, I found out yesterday, in Austria, hello, in Australia, in America, I've said America already, in Clare, in Louth, in Galway, in Cork. This is it's just really lovely. The gang of us doing this together. So come lie onto your back. Welcome, and of course Furbo. So come lie onto your back, and your knees are bent, and your feet are flat on the floor. And then just draw your lower back down and flatten into the floor. So as you arch into your back, as you really fill into your belly with your movement, notice what's happening in your spine today. As you arch, as you flatten down. So as you do that, I'll tell you the story of Dagbert. So Dagbert, the first few days of this 28-day Connect, he was up at the door. This is very unusual activity. And now he's just gone back to doing what he always does, which is that he lives down in the stream with his family. And they pop up sometime around 11 o'clock for some dog food. And they bang on the window, and I open the door, and they eat some dog food. And then they sit there on the deck, covering it in poo. And then they head off down into the stream again in the afternoon. Begin to drop your knees from side to side. So he's just gone back to being Dagbert again, normal Dagbert. Just dropping your knees from side to side. Feel into your belly. Really just be in your body. You can reach your arms straight out into your cross if you wish, your T. As you drop, it just includes a little bit more movement through the front of your chest when your arms are wide. Nice. Come all the way back to center. Cool. From here, keeping your arms wide, draw your right knee up onto your chest and try and get your knee up towards your shoulder. And then let your bum stay on the floor and stretch your right leg long so it floats just above the floor. And then bend your knee. And as you squeeze your right knee up towards your shoulder, let your bum lift a little bit off the floor. And then let it land and reach out long. One more time. Draw your knee up towards your chest. Let your bum lift a little bit off the floor. Feel the effort in the left leg. There's a sense of deep push into the left leg. And then landing down, stretch your leg out long. Nice. Other side. Draw the left knee up onto your chest. And as you draw it up, let your right foot push down. Let your bum lift. And then stretching long. Heel reaches away from you. And again, draw your left knee up towards you. Pushing down into the right foot as you do this. Let it be a natural progression of the helping of your knee towards your shoulder. And then stretch your leg long. Nice. One more time. Bend your knee. Draw your knee up onto your chest. And stretch your leg long. Super. Bring your foot to the floor. So bring your right foot to rest with your ankle on top of the left knee. And then just rock gently from side to side. So we're going to look at how we move our leg, not in flexibility, but in range of motion. It's a little bit, I'm going to say gnarly. It's where you're using the strength of your leg to move it. Okay, so come back to center. You can have your arms long beside you or wherever you wish. And then lift without drawing your knee up towards you. Just lift your right foot off your knee. And then drop it down. And then lift your right foot off your knee. And then drop it down. Great. One more time. Without moving your right knee a lot, lift your right foot off the knee and just hold it there. So you're trying to draw your right foot towards your left shoulder as much as you can. It's not the knee that has direction, it's the foot that has the direction. So how close to your left shoulder could you draw your right foot? Nice. And then bring your foot to your knee. Nice. Lift your left foot off the floor and then squeeze your left knee towards you. You're not using your hands to do this. And then let your left toe touch the floor. And draw your left knee up towards you. And then let your left toe touch the floor. Again, left knee up towards you. And really feel the squeeze. So when you're feeling a squeeze, you shouldn't feel any discomfort in your right knee. So engage your right foot And that'll really protect your right knee. Nice. And now in this position here, how would you lift your right foot off your left knee? Like, how would you even begin? And so it's really, really hard, but just try. Just like, how would you lift your right foot off your left knee? How would you pull your foot towards you? And just notice the information that happens in your body when you try and do this. So we're just looking for like, whoa, that's so weird. Nice. And then lower your foot to the floor. Other side. Bring your left ankle to rest on top of your right knee. And then rock from side to side. You can have your elbows steady on the floor as you rock. It's different either side, which is always amazing. And then come back to center. And then without giving the focus to your knee, let your left foot lift off your right knee. And then lower it down. And then left foot off your right knee. And lowering it down. And one more time. Left foot off your right knee. And really try and draw your left foot up towards your right shoulder. You're like, how would I do that? Like, what direction is this in my body? And then bring your foot to your knee. Nice. Draw your right foot off the floor and let your knee travel up towards you. Let your toe touch the floor. Let your knee travel up towards you. You're going to feel this in your left buttock, perhaps. Touch the floor with your toes, and knee travels up towards you, and squeeze it in as close as you can. And then you're going to go, how would I lift my left foot off the knee here? And for me, suddenly my belly starts to go, and my leg starts to wonder what to do, and my shoulders and everything starts to wonder, what can I recruit and help my left foot, or to support my left foot to lift off my knee? Like, how would I do that? Just feel the amazing recruitment in your body as you make an effort to do something. Drop your foot to the floor and lower the other foot to the floor. Nice. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Bring your arms straight out to the sides and drop both knees down to the right. And then walk your left foot back behind you a little bit more so that there's more of a stretch to the front of the left thigh, the front of the left hip. Turn your head towards the right and just really allow that left knee to fall. Your knee is feeling comfortable wherever you are. Nice. Walk your left foot back till it's at the edge of the mat. Draw your knees back up to center and then drop both knees down towards the left. And then walk the right foot behind you towards the right. Turn your head towards the left. And so you're just feeling this long sweep down through the front of the right thigh. Nice. Walk your foot back to center. Come back up to center. And then rolling all the way over, come into your cat pose. Hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips, and then just push back into your downward dog. We're having visits by Jig this morning. Jig is Yosef's dog. But he's both of ours, but he's Yosef's dog. Draw your heels down, and then stretch through your legs, coming up onto your toes. And draw your heels down. Coming up onto your toes. One more time. Draw your heels down. And come up onto your toes. Nice. Drop your knees till they almost touch the floor. And then stretch your legs back. And drop your knees till they almost touch the floor. And stretch back. And as you do this, notice your sensations. Drop your knees down. Stretching back. And drop your knees down and stretching back. Nice. Find the length of you, the stretch of you. Cool. Drop your knees to the floor and bring your right foot between your two hands. So help your right foot forward so it's between your two hands. And then stretch the back leg into a lunge. And then travel a little bit forward so your knee travels over your toes, and then travel a little bit back. So maybe you're stretching out a little bit through that right leg. And just moving forwards and moving backwards. Moving forwards and backwards. One more time. Moving forward, your knee is bending. Moving backwards, your leg is straightening. Cool. Come to a normal lunge as such, and then turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Bring your two hands to your front knee, pushing down, and then reach both hands up towards the ceiling, reaching up and looking up. Nice. And then sweep both hands down until they reach towards your feet or your hips behind you. And then rising up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Legs are super strong, you're extending. Really feel this opening. We're now reaching and opening through our whole body. Nice. Folding forward, reach your hands back towards your hips. And then rise, reaching up, looking up. And breathing down into your belly, lengthening through your fingers. Nice. Lowering all the way down, hands both sides of that front leg. And then turn your toes towards the right side of your mat. And just bend one knee. And then bend the other knee. Feel through your legs. Bend one knee. Bend the other. One more time. Your wide stance. You're really lengthening into your inner thighs and strengthening into your knees. Turn your toes forward towards the front of your mat and step back into your downward dog. Find the length of you, the stretch of you. And then help the left foot forward. Coming into your lunge, rock your weight further than your toes, and then stretch out through the front leg. Further than your toes, stretch out. Further than your toes, and stretching out. Nice. Come into your lunge, and then turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Bring both hands to your front knee, and rise, and then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Really enjoy that opening through the torso, the lengthening of your belly. Nice. Sweep your arms down until your fingers reach back towards your hips. And then rising, reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. Nice. Descending down. And then rising, reaching up, really leaning into it, rising up into it. Legs are strong, belly is long, arms are long and strong. Nice. Coming all the way down. From here, turn your toes towards the left side of your mat. Bend one knee. Bend the other knee. Bend one knee. Bend the other. And then heel toe your feet till they're hip distance apart. And then bring your elbows to your knees. And just see how deeply you can sit down and then straighten through your legs. So my elbows are resting on my knees. So you're sitting your bum down. And you're straightening. And if you've been in my classes at any stage over the last 10 years, I go into these rants about we should all squat. And so, in the past, we would have all been squatting like 20 times a day, whatever it is. Every time we would have had to go to the toilet, we would have squatted. And so, depends if you're male or female on the amount of times you'll squat, but there's that sense of really feeling how we've lost a skill. So stay here with your elbows on your knees. If you know your knees don't like going down lower, bring your hands to the floor and bend your knees. And you can keep your heels on the floor or you can rise up onto your toes. But it's not about the shape you're making. It's about you listening to your knees, your hips, your spine, your buttocks, your belly. And just feel that. Bending your knees, stretching, bending your knees, stretching, really gently. It's strong, but there's a gentleness in how you're listening. You're not forcing your legs. You're just allowing them to be strong. Nice. One more time. Nice. And then rest into the deepest, healthiest version of a squat that you do, whatever that is. Elbows on your knees, bum down low to the floor, bum halfway down, up onto your toes a bit, leaning your weight into your hands. Just find what is your squat right now. How would you sit on the floor from here? So for me, typically, I'll bring my hand behind me and then I'll kind of straighten my legs a little bit. So I'll push into my feet and then I'll sit down. So I'll give my knees a little bit of space before I drop my bum down and then stretch your legs out long. How nice. Cool, guys. So great. So your legs are long in front of you. And then hands are either side of your hips or either side of your thighs. And then bend your right knee in and try and draw your heel as close to your bum as you can. So what's the closest with your foot floating that your heel can come to your bum? And stretch your leg long. And then left heel, what's the closest that you can get your heel to your bum, keeping your hands on the floor, and stretch it out long. And again, right knee bends. Feel the squeeze of your knee. Stretch it out long. Left knee bends. Feel the squeeze of your knee and just the determination, like, how do I do this? How do I create this effort in my body in wellness? Nice. Cool. So bend your right knee, and it's a little bit out to the side. So your right knee is a little bit out to the side. Nice. And then bring your left foot so it's a little bit way out to the side as well. So your left foot's out at a 45-degree angle maybe, and your right foot is standing. So we're going to do a little bit of a flow sequence here. So actually bring your foot a little bit more center, your right foot a little bit more center. And then drop down towards the right. So you're lying down towards that right thigh. You can have your hand on the floor. You can have your arm floating a bit like that motorbike going around the corner. See what you need. And then bend your left knee, bring your foot to the floor and rise up into your zigzag. Okay? And then come down, hand on the floor or nothing on the floor. Stretch your left leg long. And then rotate so that your toes are pointing towards the ceiling and your knee has risen up. So now we're sitting up with our knee and our toes towards the ceiling. Drop down, zigzag. Really lean deeply into that left side as you rise up. Feel the length into the right. And then lean down, stretch your leg out and rise so that you're sitting with your right foot on the floor. One more time. Drop down, bend your knee, rise up into your zigzag. And then drop down, stretch your leg, and come into a long leg, knee bent. Bring your left hand to the floor and reach your right hand down towards that left foot and drop your forehead down in the direction of your left knee. And then pull your right elbow back like a bow and arrow. Really pull it back deeply. And then dive your right hand down towards your left knee, left hand towards your foot. And then drawing up, elbow back like a bow and arrow. And one more time, reaching down, drop your head down, and reach as far as you can. So now this one, sometimes we come off our end of range and we do wiggles. Sometimes we're at our end of range. There's no real, it's always different. And difference makes our nervous system learn new things. Just be here, breathing, lengthening, feeling that length into the right side of your belly, right side of your shoulder, right side of your rib cage. Nice, and then rise all the way up. Nice, stretch your right leg long, bend your left knee. So your left foot is more or less in the middle, slightly off center. And then drop your left knee down to the side, lean down towards it or bring your left hand to the floor, bend your right knee, and then travel up so that you're in zigzag. Be tall and strong through your belly. And then lean down towards the left with hands or without. Stretch your leg out. And then you roll so your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. So feel that rolling. Drop down. There's now an angle through everything. And drop down. And then you roll everything so it's pointing towards the ceiling. Nice. And again, drop down. There's an angle. So when you rise up, you can feel that in the torso. And then drop down. Then everything is pointing towards the ceiling. Reach your Right hand behind you, bring it to the floor. Lengthen your left arm down towards your right foot. Drop your forehead down. Nice. Draw your elbow back. Nice. Stretch your arm long. Draw it down. And then pull your elbow back. Nice. One more time. And just hang out there. Arm is long. You're reaching into the distance with your left hand towards the right. And rising all the way up. Come into a cross-legged position. And bring your hands to your heart and to your belly. And just feel the life as it moves within you. You might hear my cello, Yos's cello, Chico snoring, and my rooster cockadoodle doing outside. As you listen to the deep of you as it moves within you, this life. Nice. Slowly turn your head towards the right and look at something shiny. And then turn your head towards the left and look at something shiny. See the reflections in the pots. And back to center. And just what on day 12 are you grateful for? And feel it. Like, be in gratitude. Like, let it suffuse you, permeate you. And if it doesn't, then why not? You know, we are so abundant in all support and skills and objects and all these different things that we have. So just really, you know, that thing of I'm grateful for the fact that there's windows in the room that I'm sitting in, you know, just small things, electricity, a mat to do my yoga, an internet connection to do my yoga, whatever it is. Just feel it in your belly. And then either lie down or stay here and just feel your wellness. Just that sense of in your belly, in your spine, in your shoulders. Where is there wellness right now? Find the sensations or the part of you that is well. Nice. And then just stretch and reach. Reaching. I remember somebody sent me a text and they said that they thought that their neighbors had gotten a rooster. And then she realized that the rooster, her next door neighbors only had a rooster when she was doing yoga. So have a great day. And how wonderful. Oh, yes. And yesterday I talked about sea swimming. And there's even lake swimmers among you out there in Loch Derg. So great. Nice guys. So beautiful. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another wonderful day of yoga. Ciao.